In-home safety has never been more simple or accessible with TruShield Security. Using AI sensing technology, TruShield Security offers complete coverage of the inside of your home with no extra hardware, wires, or cameras. Subscribe to TruShield Security through your ISP. Download the app, connect to your router, and a motion sensing safety net is cast throughout your home using existing Wi-Fi enabled devices. TruShield Security alarms through your phone when you leave and disarms when you return. When someone enters your home, TruShield Security will verify human presence. Unwelcome human movement will trigger an alert, and you can choose whether or not to contact the authorities. Non-human movements from pets, robot vacs, or fans will not set off an alert. Peace of mind really is that simple and sophisticated. TruShield Security. Know for sure.
To begin with, what we're going to do is kind of orient you in the space that we're set up in right now. Currently, we're in an Airbnb. And right now, you have the cameras on the left-hand side, and then you can see the TruShield Security app on the right-hand side. I'm just going to navigate to the Devices tab just to show you our sensing list that we're working with today. We have one Sonos Roam 2, and we have one Echo Show. So 2 devices all day together to create our sensing list. All right, and then in our dashboard, we can see we're in a no motion state right now, but as Joe enters the space, we then transition to a motion detected state, letting us know that motion has been detected and now is being classified as human or non-human. All right, he's pointing out the Sonos right there. And then he's going to go ahead and walk over to our Echo Show as well. All right. And so as he moves around the space, we can then see that we've transitioned to a red human motion detected, letting us know that yes, indeed, there is a person in the space with that live motion sensing status. So now that we are a little bit oriented on the space and how our system works, we're going to dive into an intrusion simulation. And to do this, we're going to be putting TruShield Security head to head with the leading DIY security system, SimpliSafe. Of SimpliSafe, we have their most popular kit, their starter kit, which is 1 base station, 3 door contact sensors, 1 PIR sensor, and 1 keypad as well. So 6 pieces of hardware to create this system. That's about $280 right there. All right, and what I'm gonna do now is take away those cameras because most people don't have cameras set up in their home, and we really wanna put you into the shoes of an end user. So what we're gonna do now is arm both systems. And to kind of paint the picture and give some context, what we're doing right now is showing just how hard it is to determine if someone is actually in the space at any given time, right? With more and more DIY security systems being used, there are more and more false alarms, and police are struggling to determine which alarms are legitimate. So now the new protocol states that if an intrusion is detected on a security system, they'll now ask the question, can you confirm if someone is in the home? Right? That question is now shifting all the responsibility back on the end user, and we're going to see in just a second it's very difficult to answer that question. Now we're going to begin with our intrusion simulation. So what you're seeing right now is on the left-hand side we have the SimpliSafe app armed in away mode, and on the right-hand side we have TruShield in armed mode. So both systems are armed. Now imagine you're the end user, you're out on the town running errands, and all you have is your app acting as your lifeline. So let's go ahead and see what happens when we stage an intrusion and how both apps react. All right. So it looks like on the left-hand side, we have a backdoor entry sensor being opened on SimpliSafe. I'm going to go ahead and click on that to bring up our timeline. All right, so we can see right there, entry delay was triggered due to a backdoor entry sensor. But that looks like that's just about all we're seeing right now. I'm going to go ahead and go back to our dashboard, and our alarm is already going off. I'm going to go ahead and click off. And I'm going to click away just to set us up for that next intrusion. But what I want to do now is to go back to this timeline and look at what we saw, right? So we were in away mode, then we had our entry delay triggered, an alarm was triggered, that backdoor entry sensor. Based on what we're seeing here, would you be confident in saying if someone was in your home right now? Not so much. I don't really have that much information, right? But if we're looking at the TruShield side, we clearly see that there is no motion happening in this space. Thanks to that live motion sensing bar, it's giving us direct insight into the home at any given point in time. With the SimpliSafe app, we really just have a lack of information, and it's not helping us answer that question if someone is in the home or not. Right? And if you think about that end user, they're worried and scared, thinking someone has come into their home, and they really just don't have any information to answer that question. But with TruShield, we know for sure right now that no one is in the home. So what we're going to do now is run that back. We're going to do a second intrusion right now, same as before. So let's go ahead and see what happens when the second intrusion occurs. All right, so it looks like we have some motion being captured on our indoor camera. Why don't we go ahead and pull up that timeline? And at the same time, it looks like we have some human motion being detected on our TruShield app, and I see our entry delay is counting down. All right. In our SimpliSafe app, it looks like we have an entry delay triggered due to that indoor camera. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up that feed. Maybe we'll see someone on that feed right now. I'm going to go ahead and click ignore, and let's look at that live stream. Meanwhile, TruShield Security is about to go off. I'm going to go ahead and disarm that system in just a second. All right, so we see our siren is sounding. I'm going to go ahead and click disarm. Now, if we're looking at these two screens, based on the left-hand side with SimpliSafe, would you be able to confidently say someone is in your home right now? No, probably not. You just have an empty camera feed and a timeline full of information that's not really helpful. But with TruShield Security on that right-hand side, we know for sure someone is in that space due to our verified human presence, and we're able to give power and confidence back into the user when they're in that situation.